Hello, live chatters and mad hatters. It is Douglas George Bloch. Today is April 17th, 2022. Welcome to Depression Recovery Hour with Pastor Doug, and today is Holy Depression Recovery Hour. Why is it Holy Depression Recovery Hour? There were two major holidays being celebrated today. If anybody can tell me those holidays, I'll give you a free copy of my Healing from Depression Self-Care Activities to Improve Your Mood right here. Kevin Wilson, do you know what they are? Well, let's wait for some people to come on and we can figure out what they are. Oh, it's 12:07. My God, I'm that late. Anyway, hey, Niema Saunders, nice to see you. Hello, Kevin. So, the two holidays that are happening today are, one, it's the second day of Passover in the Jewish tradition. And then secondly, it is Easter Sunday, which actually comes from, I learned, an Anglo-Saxon god. Yes, Eastern Ramadan Holy Festival. I didn't know it was Ramadan too. Yes, Vancouver Island. Cool. So Easter and Passover, the two main holy days that are happening right now. And what I'm going to, hey, happy Easter, how's everything going? Just stopping by for a few. How are we doing with the stock market getting crashed? The bond and stock funds. Pat, I hope you're being okay with it. I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger in the grocery store and asked where he got the nice, shiny apples. Don't quite know what that means. So I'm going to go here to the Writer's Almanac and tell you how Easter stops. So surprised to see you. It's nice to see you. It's actually three religions. Only every 33 years do they share. What's the third religion? Is it Ramadan, Lagai? Is it Lisa? It's Passover, it's Easter, and what's the third? Ramadan, the Islam holiday? Didn't even know. Looks like it is. Only once every 33 years. Wow, great. Yeah. What a great statistic. Well, it's a wonderful day. Let's call on the power of resurrection. Let's call on the power of holiness. Let's call on the power of spirituality, because God knows people with depression need it. All right. So the Writer's Almanac today by Garrison Keillor, right? So we go over here, and here's what I want to tell you. The word Easter, right, comes from, like most Judeo-Christian celebrations, comes from pagan traditions. Anglo-Saxons worship Oestre. I'll even go ahead and put that up. So this is the goddess that was no, we don't want a poll. I don't know how that happened. Okay, see, Eostre. I think that's how it is. Oestra. Oestra is how you pronounce it. Oestra. And she was the goddess of springtime and the return of the sun after a long winter. The goddess of springtime and the return of the sun after a long winter. The goddess Oestra, which is an Anglo-Saxon goddess. Oestra once saved a bird whose wings had frozen by turning it into a rabbit. Because the rabbit had once been a bird, it could still lay eggs, and that rabbit became our Easter bunny. Eggs are a symbol of fertility, in part because they used to be so scarce during the winter. There are records of people giving each other decorated Easter eggs as far back as the 11th century. So look, Oestra, the Anglo-Saxon goddess of spring and the return of summer, turned a frozen bird into a rabbit who could lay eggs, and that's how we get the Easter eggs. Isn't that nice to know something about your tradition? Of course, this is Passover, second day, the celebration of the Jews' escape from Egypt, and of course, Passover means the angel of death passed over all of the doors of the Jewish families that had the blood of the lamb on them. Very powerful, powerful holidays have been celebrated for thousands of years, a lot of energy. All right, good day. What is this chat about, mate? Well, mate, it's about recovery from depression and anxiety, about healing, about mental health recovery. That's what this chat has been about since the summer of 2017. We're going on 5 years now. We're going on 10 years for this channel, 5 years for the video chat. And that's what it's about. People come here to ask questions, to get answers, and to celebrate each other and to support each other. Jared S., how's life in Oregon? It seems like people are moving out of the Pacific states. I don't know. Portland recently had too many people moving in. Yes, how's Vancouver Island? It's beautiful, sunny today. I'm going to go on a ride on my. Sorry about the closet being open. See that mirror over there? That's the mirror of my new electric bike I got 3 weeks ago. Changed my whole life in terms of bike riding. I can now go 50 years without even trying. 50 years. That'd be nice to live to 123. I meant to say 50 miles without even trying. All right. Uh, is the sozo healing technique an acceptable biblical script prayer to use to cast out and heal depression? I have no idea. I don't even know what the sozo healing technique is. Maybe you can explain it to me. Happy rebirth. Yes. Mariano Semino, we need to have rebirth. Happy birthday, Easter Sunday blockheads. Thank you, Lazy. Always nice to see Suzanne coming on from the Great Lakes state of California, which I hear has been a mess. Have you heard of Dr. Daniel Amen in his clinics? Yes, I've seen him. I've read his books. I've seen him on television. Yes, his approach to mental health is quite good, John. I completely support it. People moving into Oregon, not out. That's what I thought. James Hadaway from Alberta. Hello, Douglas. Going through neck and jaw issues, so I get into the doldrums. But hope you're having a nice day. Happy Easter. And someone say Happy Passover. Oh, no. Jack is from Alberta. Sorry about that. James, I think you must be from the UK. Yes, it is the second day of Passover. It is the Easter Sunday, and I hear it's Ramadan. 3 major holidays of the 3 major religions. So, let's call in the spirit of healing. Let's call in the spirit of resurrection. God knows we all need it. Anyway, you can't probably tell it, but I've been finally starting to count my calories after gaining 8 pounds on the medication Seroquel, which is an antipsychotic that has helped with my anxiety. I've now lost all 8 pounds and then some. So that's good, because as you get older, you want to do things you can to essentially but increase the likelihood that you will continue to age well. Oh, a Hindu festival too, huh? Yeah, the UK. I got you confused for a moment with Jack. Reef Alka, nice to see you. It's a holy month of Ramadan for all Muslims around the world, where Muslims fast from sunrise to sunset. That happens every year. Does it happen every month or just today? Does it happen for a whole month? So, have you all seen my video, How to Overcome Your Negativity Bias? It's a really good video from last weekend. And all about, human beings are programmed to notice things that are bad rather than good, because fear kept us alive when we were out on the Serengeti, or, not just Serengeti, but all over the planet when we were evolving in tribes in the wild, and we were always threatened by wild animals. So fear was very good. From Kuwait, wow. Very cool. Peaceful, secularist love. I love it. Yes, nice to see you. So guys, and here's the video I'm referring to. We only have 34 people here, so why don't you hit the like button? I know it's Easter, so we're going to have less people, but well, it would be great if someone could start us off with a donation today. The views keep continuing to go down this channel. And there it is, Marius R. You just read my mind. Thank you, Marius. What country are you from? Every Sunday you seem to donate €5. I really appreciate it so much. So yesterday, I have my Words That Heal, my book. Words That Heal, Affirmations and Meditations for Daily Living. I wrote that book in 1988. I love that book. I love affirmations. They help me out so much. Thank you, Lagai. Thank you for your regular weekly donation of $13.99 Canadian. Really appreciate it. So, somewhere here is the book. There we are. Words That Heal, Affirmations, Meditations for Daily Living. So this has now become an audiobook. There are 52 meditations, and yesterday's was number 26, called Enjoy the Journey. So that just got posted on this channel. And for those of you who are interested in how I overcame the worst depression of my life in 1996, 97, when going through hell, don't stop, a survivor's guide to overcoming anxiety and clinical depression, now on Audible. Okay, so much for the advertisements. So again, questions on mental health recovery, questions on techniques, healing, etc. Watch That Hill's a great book, one of my favorites. Great. I love how you spell Favourite, which is British. Noah Webster, the great American dictionary compiler, took all the U's out of the British words because she wanted to do something specifically American. I'm glad you have it. It used to be quite a good seller. What kind of doctor was Dr. Pepper? A physiologist. Not too bad. Not too bad. Jennifer Tiana, nice to hear from you. Thank you for your wonderful comments. Do you have any idea when we'll be able to get our first treatment of psilocybin? I'm waiting for you to go. Well, in Oregon, in about a year, they're going to actually authorize different psychologists and mental health professionals to treat people with depression with psilocybin under very controlled conditions. About another year. My family are Jewish, but we're not really religious. Well, same things. Most Jews are secular Jews. My family is Jewish, but my brother is religious. He wasn't initially, but he married a very religious woman. Christy Shin, a lot of things have been going on, but it's odd how I was the saddest and most weepiest today. Now I feel neutral. Well, great. Emotions go up and down. So when you're down in the pits, don't despair, because what goes down must come up. And I had a really bad day yesterday. Today it's starting. Sorry for favor, Doug. I'm Italian. No, I wasn't criticizing you, Mary. Of course, it's an Italian name. I'm just saying that I love that you personally. I wish that Noah Webster had not taken it out of the dictionary for America. No need to apologize. I appreciate you always being here. Is exposure in response to key to overcoming anxiety? Yes, social anxiety exposure is very, very helpful. And I was about to write something, and now I forgot what it was. Maybe you can remind me. I was going to say what goes down. Thank you for Jennifer. I love your $4.99 donation every week. I really appreciate it. Yeah. If you guys can hit the like button, that would be very, very cool. I'm from Lithuania in Eastern Europe. Wow. Yeah, well, Eastern Europe is cool. Poor old Ukraine, huh? They're going through a hard time, to say the least. Thank you for letting me know where you are. And Lithuania is right near Estonia, right? Somewhere in that same area? So yes, I don't know about exposure and response, but I know that exposure can be very good for people with social anxiety. We had a guy coming to the group, my depression support group. The first 5 or 6 weeks, he didn't say a word. By the end of the 3rd month, he was chatting with everybody else. Thank you, Doug. It's weird. All the disappointment and sadness of the past just left. Everything has been going great due to my affirmations. They do work. Yes, I depend on them. Nancy Vosges also from Eastern Europe, Serbia, I believe. Happy Easter, dear Douglas. Best regards and wishes to you and your dear ones, and all the best to all viewers. Next Sunday, Orthodox Christians in Serbia are celebrating the 2nd Easter. God, I have good memory. I remembered you were from Serbia. I always wanted to go there. Alex Jones, happy Easter to you, my friend. Hopefully you're feeling some of that good resurrection energy. Again, it is interesting that Easter was derived out of the Anglo-Saxon celebration of the ending of winter and the coming of spring and summer. So these in pagan days we were agrarian societies. Remember, most people lived in the country on farms, right? And so a lot of these holidays, like Easter, like some of the Jewish holidays, originated out of springtime, winter festivals, etc. With the weather getting better, says Kelly Burns, thank you for your $10 donation. Doing outdoor work, getting into my garden, my mood has been really good. Well, good for you, my friend. You deserve it. You've been through some hard stuff. Somebody around here, maybe it was a person who isn't here and doesn't come anymore, who went through a hard. What was his name? Anthony Olson. But I think you went through some sort of surgery, didn't you, Kelly? Yeah. I wish Anthony were here again. He's a great musician. James Hadaway, we devolve to evolve. Sometimes being stripped of everything allows new things to grow, but all is on different levels of understanding and conscious awareness. Consciousness and awareness are the key. I couldn't have said it better, James. Thank you for the wonderful words of wisdom. Hey, D. Melton. Meltem D. Happy Easter to you. Marion W. from Japan. You finally made it. My God, you were living in Ireland next time I heard from you. John Grant. Distress tolerance is very helpful with anxiety coming out of DBT, right? Mariana, why the Easter story is special to me. A great video by Douglas. Check it out. Oh, did I write? I think I did a video on why Easter is special to me. I should repost it. That'd be great. Terry Mary, what does a bad day look like to you? Brain fog? No, I have a really clear mind. What a bad day looks like to me is worry and anxiety about the future. Your favorite Uncle Hubert. Happy Easter, Doug and gang. Happy Easter to you, my friend. Thank you for being here. Come and visit Serbia. I think there's a lot of good basketball players who come from Serbia. Pony Girl, my God, it's been forever since we've seen you. Aren't you from Las Vegas or Reno? One of the two. Do you think it's better to fight anxiety or just accept it? Well, that's a very, very good. Usually when you feel anxious, if you can, do mindfulness meditation. Just kind of breathe. Just watch the thoughts go by. Or you can go ahead and say, cancel, cancel, especially if it's anxiety about the future, and say, nope, all is well. God is in charge, or my higher power is in charge, and everything is cool. So yeah, you can do both. You can basically accept the thoughts and watch them go by like leaves on a river, or you can actually replace them with something more positive. Miriam W. Yep, I'm still in Dublin. It's been 4 years since I moved to Ireland. And how is it? I hear it's an absolutely beautiful country. Dr. Horst Karka, Fed Geta Budit. Can't quite figure out how to pronounce your name, but that's okay. It is 12:24. We have, how many viewers do we have right now? 51. Okay, we're climbing up there. It's Easter. I'm sure a lot of people are celebrating with their family, but this is Holy Depression Recovery Hour. 3 different religions are celebrating a holy day today, a second day of Passover for the Jewish faith, Easter for the Christian faith, and Ramadan for the faith of Islam. A confluence of these 3 great traditions, according to Lagai, aka Lisa. Only once every 33 years does this happen, where all 3 holidays are on the same day. 700 Moons. I found it interesting to hear that the community acupuncture group started in Portland. I've seen this is already spreading to the UK. I'm referring to your acupuncture video. Thank you. I didn't know they were going to the UK, but they're wonderful things. My wife, Joan, depends upon them when she can't see her regular acupuncturist. Pony Girl, I've been pushing through the anxiety for a couple of years, but I'm exhausted. I'm questioning my approach. Pony Girl, are you seeing a therapist or counselor who specializes in it? There are also medications that can be helpful. Again, it's not my job to recommend which ones, but I do know that certain people find certain medications helpful. If you have a psychiatrist or a nurse practitioner, you might want to talk with them about that. That would be very helpful. Yes, distraction is very helpful for anxiety. James Hadaway, I have a video called When Distraction is a Good Thing. Tumor surgery, brain surgery, remove a tumor from the center of my brain. I knew you had brain surgery, and quadruple bypass. It was you. Family and friends forget that, but I got to keep moving forward. Kelly Burns, you are a survivor. That is incredible. I had a hip replacement surgery, almost knocked me out. Prozac and Abilify are a great cocktail. Absolutely. They've helped a lot of people, the 2 of them. Lazy Ranch. What I love most about Jewish people I've known is their sense of humor in spite of a long history of oppression. Well, how do you think we've stayed alive, right? Look at Woody Allen. Many of the funniest comedians are Jewish, many talented musicians and entertainers. According to John Lennon, the Jews invented show business. Quote from John Lennon, who I miss dearly. Yes, and of course, the whole Borscht Belt, outside of New York City. I mean, all of the major TV shows, Merton Burl, all of the major hosts of these, who else was doing it? Anyway, yeah. Mort Saul, a lot of the early comedians in the 50s on television came out of the the Borscht Belt, which is the circuit in upstate New York, where all the comedians went and did their shtick. Garbutt Coley, sir, how to get rid of the same thoughts again and again? That's called rumination, right? And I think I have a video. It's called something like How to Stop Ruminating. But you have to basically focus your attention outside into the world and take action. Lots of you in my family, Jewish family in UK, 700 moons. Nice to hear it. Groucho Marx, Jewish. Remember the famous quote? Here's somebody with very low self-esteem. Would you agree? He said, I would never want to join any club that would have me as a member. Now, how's that for self-deprecation? I'm going to quote that. 42 people. Let's get back up into the 50s, guys. Hit that like button. I've great news, Doug. My silver lining has become quite a silver mine. A life dream of mine might come very true. Had I killed myself all this time, I would never reach this point. Agreed with you. Don't believe the siren song. That is depression. Your favorite Uncle Hubert. I almost took my own life in 1996. I never would have mentored my godson. Never would have mentored my goddaughter. Never would have started this depression ministry. Everything that happened that has been meaningful in my life happened after the age of 47 when I got through the deepest, darkest depression where I was having thoughts of suicide on a regular basis. But you and I basically chose to stay alive with a lot of grace and a lot of luck, and here we are doing a lot better. Garbutt Coley, I've seen that, but the thought has been coming again and again, like I'm trying to focus on work, but it's not helping much. I'm getting very anxious, like biting things. Why is this happening? Well, your brain circuits are not working properly, Garbutt. And so you really need to seek out a good psychologist or psychiatrist to help you with that. And listen, Ihai Bombi Narkaria. It sounds like it's Sanskrit. Anyway, I'm sorry that's happening. Your brain circuits are not functioning properly. There is help if you go to a mental health professional. Robin Williams was interviewed in Germany by someone who claimed Germans aren't funny. He said, maybe it's because you killed all the funny people. Oh, yeah. Julie Nelson, nice to see you as always. Thanks as always for your live chat. Nice to see you. Love to hear your comments. It's exactly 30 minutes after the hour. I know I got a late start. I was going ahead and doing my Easter and Passover rituals. It is today, April 17th, 2022. Easter Sunday. It is the second day of Passover. It is the holy month of Ramadan. A lot of spiritual energy out there. And you know, spirituality is a very important part of overcoming depression, because if you believe that ultimately there's a benevolent power in the universe helping you out, you're going to be much less likely to give up. And it is Edward Steiner from California. We haven't seen you last week with his regular $20 donation and always a good pun. And remember the last one, it said, what one windmill said to the other windmill, what's your favorite kind of music? He said, I'm a heavy metal fan. I loved it. Let's see what this week's joke is from Edward Steiner. The girl quit her job at the donut factory because she was fed up with the whole business. That's horrible, Edward. A dad joke. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for being a patron. Part of how we continue to do this channel is we have a Patreon crowdfunding page, and Edward Steiner became a patron. God bless him. And if you would like to support this channel on a monthly basis for as little as $2 a month, simply go to patreon.com/Douglas Bloch or put in Douglas Bloch Depression, and you'll be taken to my crowdfunding site, and you can basically help us out for as little as $2 a month. Thank you all who are already patrons of this channel. Garber Cully says he's gone to a therapist and psychologist. He's been on Prozac and Klonopin, both good medications, but it had worked to some extent, but still having the racing thoughts. Well, you need to go back. And, one of the ways I deal with racing thoughts is to get up on a bike and climb up the Rocky Butte. Exercise can be very helpful. I brought one of your books, Words of Heal. It's supposed to be here Wednesday. I wrote this book in the deepest part of my despair after a woman I truly loved had left me for another man. It was originally called What Goes Down Must Come Up, and it became a very, very special book for me. It's also available on Audible, and the first 26 meditations are right here on this channel. Do you know that I used to be addicted to soap, but I'm clean now, says your favorite Uncle Hubert? Well, I'm addicted to brake fluid, but I can stop at any time. How's that? Antoinette Neal, let me know how you like the book. I think you're really going to enjoy it. 45 people today. Chat rate 4. Hit that like button. Let's get some more people on Easter Sunday. I'm addicted to brake fluid, but I can stop at any time. Period. All right, so it is Easter Sunday. It is the Passover second day. It is Ramadan. What are you guys doing to celebrate the holidays? Are you with any families? Are you going to church, the synagogue, Seder, Passover dinners? How are you guys celebrating? I'm glad you like that joke. Well, I don't know what it means to be sponsored, so nice one, Doug. Oh yeah, well that came from you guys, right? Mr. Rocket 88, my God, from Brooklyn. We haven't heard from you in ever. Did you get Joan a new Easter dress? I don't think so. I didn't. Joan doesn't used to celebrate Easter. She was raised Catholic, but not these days. Anyone else put off taxes until now? Yeah, I got an extension. I haven't done any of them. Huh. Anyone else put off doing their taxes until I can't get IRS to accept my return because the new biometric check isn't working for me. A crook claimed my son is dependent last year. Well, it's horrible. I'm sorry to hear that, lazy eye. Jennifer Miranda, I love your name. I love Jennifer's. Mr. Rocket 88 from Minnesota. Huh, weren't you in Brooklyn at one point, or maybe that was somebody else? I don't even know who Dr. Horst Cocker is, if we're going to boot it, so we'll have to look it up on the internet. Garber Cole, I've kind of lost interest in everything, just want to sleep forever. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. Do you know anything about depression, fainting? No, I know about people with anxiety faint, but not about depression. How to be hopeful in these situations? Sorry to hear that, Mr. Rocket. If you pass that at work, you may want to check with a doctor to see why that happened. My family is mostly German descent and they're hilarious. Yeah, who say the Germans don't have a sense of humor, right? I have anxiety attacks in my sleep. What should I do, Doc? Go to a mental health professional. You mean when you're asleep, or do you mean when you wake up from your sleep? Oh, you mean that guy, Horst Karka? Yeah. I took an ambulance ride to the ER, no known cause. Wow. Sometimes doctors don't know that. Yes, we're more than those 12 years, guys. I'm not quite sure what that means, your favorite Uncle Hubert, but I'm so glad you're still alive. I'll look something up in my bones just for a moment. Look, hi, Garbett, you need to see someone. Your parents are probably feeling helpless for you, but want to help. Good point, Lagai. As an atheist, I can't get my mind around the concept of any religion, but I understand it's important in people's lives, says Kelly. I still consider myself very spiritual, and I meditate a lot to find inner peace. I'm not quite sure. Many times I wanted to kill myself, but know it would ruin my mom. Absolutely. Pony Girl, $5. Thank you so much. Are you in Reno? Let me tell me if I have a good memory for that. 51 people. Hit that like button, guys. The vasovagal nerve apparently linked with depression or anxiety. Buried my grandmother on Tuesday, so it's just a stressful week. Well, that could cause you to faint. I believe in God, but not in religion. That's right. They call it the higher power in 12 steps. They are doing everything, but still my mind is screwed up. Well, talk to your doctor. Maybe there are some treatments you haven't tried yet. Kelly Burns tells Mr. Rocket I had passing out spells from anxiety and stress. It's very real. Yes, definitely anxiety can help make you pass out. I don't know about depression, but anxiety for sure. I'm standing up now. Hip surgery, every 20 minutes I'm supposed to stand up. It's been about almost 40 minutes, so I'm just going to stand up and maybe I think what I'll do. So there's my electric bike. You see it there? Usually I have my closet closed, but it's standing in the way. This is a brand new electric bike, 320 horse watts. No, watt hours. Thinking about horses too much, right? A wonderful invention, so people in their 70s and 80s can continue to bicycle into their late 80s, maybe even their late 90s, right? Anybody like cycling like I do? I'm doing some heel raises, right? That's very good for getting the blood flowing, helping with the calves. Oh, thank you, Edward, for your wonderful joke. It was really, pretty bad, but again, I appreciate your jokes and your contributions. Any other jokes we can hear? Ella16, aka Michelle, catching up. Happy Easter time, Douglas and Joan in chat. Love to you all. Well, happy Easter to you. Well, there are other therapies that have your prescribed. What country you're in? There's something called TMS. There's something called ECT. There's something called ketamine therapy. I am not recommending these. I cannot do so, but these exist. You may want to talk to your prescribers to see if they've done everything they can to help you out, because there are always new things to try. And what type of support do you have, Garbett? Do you have a family, friends? That would be really nice. I had 8 hours to meet a professional psychiatrist. He only said stay busy. Well, that isn't very helpful. You must be in a country where they have not very good mental health support. Yes, Mr. Rocket, I am sorry for the loss of your grandmother. Those are big losses. You're in Kentucky? I think there's a roller girl that might be here. Oh, yeah, right. Roller girl's from Las Vegas. Pony Girl? Yeah, she spells her last name G-U-R-L. Thank you for letting me know you're from Kentucky. GPH, hi, Doug. Thank you for everything, as always. You're more than welcome. Any news on getting another kitty? I was just thinking about that. We're going to create a photo album for Bruce. And the video is still getting comments. For those of you who don't know my wonderful cat, Bruce. Do you know when a joke is a dad joke? You should know it's a parent. Now that is good. All right. So let's go into camera. Let's go into all photos. Let's go into albums. Let's go into see all. And there's Bruce. This is my kitty who just passed away on September 10th of 2021. Joan and I are still grieving him. That's what Lazy Eye Ranch was talking about. When are we going to get a new kitty? Hopefully sometime in the next month or two. Your grandmother was 97 years old. No complaints from me. My God, my grandmother died when I was only 21. That's amazing. 51, only 49 years. God, that your mother is probably not had you at a normal age, right? That's 49 years between you and your grandmother. Pretty amazing that she lived to be that long. And that's when my birthday is, September 9th. Well, that's fate. Yeah, well, September 10th was the day I came to Portland and changed my life. And then Bruce died on that day. Huh. Your second father's income has gotten low, so you can't pay for therapists. Garbett, I don't know what to say. If you believe in prayer, you can call this line. What do you call a line outside a Vietnamese noodle joint? The faux queue. That's not a bad joke. Don't see anything inappropriate about that. Anyway, Lazy Eye Ranch says we have a black cat, black and white, and a gray and white. Looks like they're running out of ink, dark to light. It's a white cat shows up, it'll be perfect. Well, that's what Bruce was, a white cat. Never had a white cat before, but absolutely want one again. Garber Clay says, I had to go to a government hospital waiting for hours and I had to listen to stay busy and shit join a college. Don't quite what that means, but what country do you live in? Yeah, tryptophan can be helpful for sleep, I've heard. Again, today is Sunday, the 17th of April. It is Easter Sunday. It is the second day of Passover, and it is the month of Ramadan, 2022. 3 different holy days. This is Holy Depression Recovery Hour with Pastor Doug. It is now 45 minutes after the hour. It's a bad joke if you pronounce faux. Oh, it's foo? I thought it was faux. I don't know my Vietnamese. Okay, now I see why it's an inappropriate joke. Okay. All right. A lot of white cats are deaf. Did not know that. What do we have here? Oh, yes, white cats, amazing. Bruce, white cat, amazing. Advanced AU, haven't heard from you for him. Hi Douglas, I comment on one of your videos the other day and you were thankful for my feedback. I hope you're doing very well today on Rhoda, and I hope Easter is going well. Thank you. What did you say on the comment? I get so many of them, and I try to basically respond to all of them. You're in India, I thought. Garvit Kohli, that's an Indian name. I'm sorry, the mental health system in India is not so good. What can I tell you? I don't know. Call that prayer line, and you could go to, well, you probably don't have the money for it, but it's called BetterHelp. It's an online counseling. Jason Stevenson on YouTube, some guided meditations fall asleep. I'm gonna get that because sometimes I have a hard time. You know, it's going to sleep. Okay, Jason Stevenson. All right. I will look that up. Yeah, I don't know why India has a taboo about mental health because it has such a rich spiritual tradition. You think they would be open to people suffering, mental suffering. Very strange. Kind of like furniture called Sofa King, as in Sofa King Great. Ian Kirkpatrick, nice to see you again. Ah, yeah, Advanced AU. I had the same excruciating anxiety problems in December myself due to some really bad medication. Their delivery is Sofa King fast. Well, Mr. Rocket, I'm not quite understanding that joke about Sofa King, but here we are. All right. Well, I'm going to do a video post this coming Saturday called "When Changing Your Thinking Isn't Enough." In my video, How to Overcome Your Negativity Bias, I talked about switching your negative thoughts to positive thoughts using cognitive behavioral therapy, but sometimes that isn't enough. When your body and mind are so dysregulated and you're pacing back and forth, you can't control your thinking. Sometimes that doesn't work, so we have to try other things, and that's what our next video is about. High brew coffee, guys. Black and bold. If you ever want to have really good cold brew and don't want to have to make it yourself, highly recommend this. I think it's all over the United States. 36 people, huh? Again, Garbett, I'm sorry you're having a difficult time. Let's hit that like button. Where this is, I guess a lot of people with their families on Easter Sunday. Not many viewers, but we can get that up by hitting the like button. Any thoughts on tackling binge eating? Well, it's obviously a way to change your mood. I've never been through that, but there are people who work with people with eating disorders or counseling, so that's what I would do. I would go see a good counselor who specializes in that. 51 where you are? Well, good. Maybe we've got some videos that have come up really recently. Anyway, hit that like button when you can. Again, this is Pastor Doug's Depression Recovery Hour, answering all of your questions about mental health recovery. Also taking donations. If you hit the little $, the super chat button, you'll be taken to a screen where you can donate as little as 99 cents. Thank you for the regular contributors. Really appreciate it. 700 Moods says, nice to see everyone. Happy birthday, Passover Doug. Happy Passover Doug. Got to go. Thank you, Mr. Rocket 88, for your $5 donation. Hope things are doing well in Minnesota. Huh. I eventually found out that my anxiety was brought up by excessive and sudden THC abuse. Well, that will do. Marijuana makes people very anxious, but your video's incredibly polarizing symptoms for some time. I'm medicated now and I'm getting counseling. That's good. I don't know how my videos polarized your symptoms. Not quite sure how that works. What do you think of midlife crisis at 50 and feeling adrift? It happens a lot. The second half of life. Jack Henry, the Maple Leaf from Canada, shows 55 here. Hit the like button. Appreciate it. Lazy Ranch says, I found classic stories narrated by British actors really relaxes me for sleep. Sherlock Holmes and anything by Charles Dickens is great. Such elegant language. It's almost musical. You're right. The great actors, the great tradition of acting and theater from the UK. Omar, the way you begin your videos by cracking jokes are amazing. Well, some people don't like them because they're dad jokes, but I usually do. Marijuana always stokes my anxiety, so don't smoke it, Mr. Rocket. Yeah, a lot of people are in your situation. Yeah, I'm looking for my jokes and my joke book. Cannot find it, but we have gotten some wonderful jokes from you live chatters. I'm going to be right there. I'm going to go find this on here. I'm going to go live chat jokes, and I will go ahead and have some nice All right. All right. I went to a restaurant that serves breakfast at any time, so I ordered French toast during the Renaissance. How's that? Did you hear about the restaurant that just opened on the moon? The food is great, but it has no atmosphere. And finally, there's a new restaurant that's opened called Karma. You get what you deserve. And finally, what does an ice cream man do when his truck breaks down? He puts out cones. All right, a couple of ones. And one of my favorite ones from Billy Reed. I broke my arm in 2 places. You know what the doctor told me? Stay out of those places. All right, just a couple of jokes from the past from the live chatters. All right. What I meant is that your advice about positive thinking and affirmation essentially worked for me, essentially flipping the anxieties off switch for a while. Well, good. I'm glad that happened. Affirmations used in the right way are very, very, very potent. All right. Let's look at some other comments here. Thank you for being here with us, dear Douglas. Well, thank you, dear Nenzi Vosges. Maybe I'll meet you in Serbia one day. Oh my Lord, those jokes. Yes, they are bad. All right, lazy good info is there. YouTube, you go to Sherlock, etc. How is Igor the Raven? Yes. Any tips for getting a filling at the dentist? Here's a joke about a dentist. The man says he's getting his cavity filled. He says to the dentist, "How much is this going to cost?" He said, $100. $100? It only takes 10 minutes. The dentist says, "Would you like me to take longer?" Good dentist joke. And why do dentists suffer more from depression than other professions? From depression, because they're always looking down in the mouth. 2 dentist jokes. I'm not quite sure what you meant, Pony Girl, about getting a filling from a dentist. You just go to the dentist and hopefully they'll give you some good lidocaine so it won't hurt. And you get your filling. So, DMC, age 50 and still suffering from social anxiety, off the booze over 2 years, but COVID lockdowns have been a disaster. Absolutely. I'm glad you stopped drinking. That's really going to be good for your health, something you're going to really be thankful for in the long run. Kelly Burns says to Martin Jones, binge eating can be psychological. It definitely creates endorphins, just like exercise. Absolutely. I deal with emotional eating just to feel good, still working on it. Yeah. The only problem with binge eating compared to exercise, when you exercise, you get the endorphins going. No bad after effects. In fact, only good for your heart and your respiratory system and your cardiovascular. Binge eating, usually you come down from it, you feel bad about yourself and what you did, and so negative after effects. So it's hard to change habits. It's hard to change ways of coping that aren't working, but it can be done with a lot of intention and a lot of support. 37 people, well, fluctuation comes and goes. How does the moon cut its hair? Eclipse it. Very, very, very good. All right. Go to the dentist at 2:30. That's bad. Oh my good. All right. Mr. Rocket says, luckily I was an essential worker, so I worked the whole lockdown, but the problem was my music hobby, no shows for a long time. Well, hopefully that's changing. I hope that doesn't happen, Alphabet. You're reading The Power of the Subconscious Mind? That's a very classic book by Joseph Murphy. It helped, but I did affirmations, but it's so unfair situation and God isn't helping me. Well, sounds like you found some good tools. The Power of the Subconscious Mind is a very, very, very good book. 59 likes. Well, good. Let's get some more likes out there. That would be really, really helpful. I wonder why my thing only says 37 views watching. Who knows? All right. What to do when you think like only sleeping, doing nothing? Well, again, try to get the mental health support you need. All right. And what did Luke have to say? That Lazy Eye Ranch. Does CBT work at any age? I feel a certain age you're doomed to your mental health. Absolutely not, DMC. Things can change. Things can change. Anytime. It's not too old. I had a major breakdown at 65 and I recovered. Have a good Easter week, everyone, and good week. Good biking delegates. Thank you, Jack Henry. Appreciate it. The guy, 29, so many good things ahead. 29 is way too young. What were you referring to, my friend? Maybe somebody died at 29? I'm not quite sure. So yeah, you're responding to Luke, and I don't see. Oh, here, I'm nearly 28 and had a fulfilled life. Did almost everything that was on my black bucket list. Should I commit suicide? No, absolutely not. 28, 29? Are you kidding me? Oh my God, you're not even born yet. You don't even start living till you're 30. No, you have to immediately get help and stay alive. You haven't even started your life, Luke 078. I highly encourage you to go ahead and call your local crisis line, and definitely hook up with a counselor and a therapist. Yeah. Oh, Tony Issues, Simon. I'm trying to get a hold of Noah to do a new video. Thank you for being here. Happy Easter to you. And I'm going to put up a number for Luke 087. Anybody who feels like they may be in danger of harming themselves, call this number for help with thoughts of self-harm. DMC is just going through a rough time at the moment, confronting issues since I quit the booze. Well, when you quit alcohol, it brings up the issues you've been, not been facing, so it can be a tough time, but you can get through it with perhaps your AA group or a good counselor. Thanks, Colin Douglas. I love cycling and jogging, but as a 62-year-old diabetic, constant binge eating for mood control must be a silly thing to do. It's not a silly thing to do. It's the way you're coping. Nothing is silly. You're doing the best you can. And I'm going to quote something that I was told by my psychology teacher in college. Everyone, even people who are doing bad things, is doing the best they can. So have compassion for yourself and others. How do you know you may be having a nervous breakdown? Well, there are certain symptoms of depression, at least. No joy in anything, lack of motivation, not eating, not sleeping, thoughts of self-harm, fatigue, negative self-talk, feelings like you're a bad person, shame, guilt. What do you do if you feel like you don't want to live any longer? Just waiting for death. My life is okay, but social situations, negative thoughts that come. Well, chalk it by. You got to find ways of coping strategies. That's the whole thing. When you're feeling like you can't take it any longer, it's all about finding coping strategies to reduce the pain. Will help you to stay alive and get through your crisis. So where do you learn these coping strategies? Well, you go to a good therapist, counselor. I've been telling suicide helplines and human crisis counselors, they were telling me to stay hopeful, but then I cut the call and I feel the same because it's been 3 years. Hey, look, I know what it's like. I have such compassion. Well, I love you too, little guy. You're an amazing person and amazing, amazing support. Mr. Rocket made a joke that Lazy Eye Ranch loved, and why don't you repeat it for me? My favorite band is 21,000 Hertz. You probably haven't heard of them. That's very, very funny. I'm actually okay. No anxiety, no depression, but I still don't want to live longer. Well, Chocolate Boy, go find someone to talk to because there is meaning in life. There is hope. And I do have a website I want to share with you. It's called overcomingsuicidalpain.com. Any of you who feel that your pain is getting too much for you, there's lots of skills, coping strategies here that can help you ease the pain because guess what? My 4 favorite words for people who are going through a hard time. This too shall pass. John Grant, Douglas, you're helping so many people. You'll be truly blessed. Am I religious? I'm not religious, but I am spiritual. You know what they say in A, religion is for people who are afraid of going to hell. Spirituality is for people who have already been there. And I've been through hell many times. And I'll tell you why that's true. Because it says here, when going through hell, don't stop. So I know all about hell on earth, as anybody has who's been through a depressive breakdown. All right, Garbett, I'm really sorry you've been struggling. Thank you for expressing your pain here. Chocolate Boy, find some reason for living. I have a video. What is the video called? 4 words that can save your life. And those 4 words are this too. All right. Very nice, Mr. Rocket. If I die at my lowest level, life will never improve. And the other thing is, if you think of dying, you think that'll take care of everything, but maybe what's on the other side is worse than what you're experiencing now, right? So there's no guarantee that dying will end your pain. You think it might, but you might be headed for something worse. So I think staying alive is the best thing to do, but boy, is it difficult. I have tremendous compassion for anybody who feels like they can't go on any longer. But if you can just make it one day at a time, that's the key. See if you can make it to the end of the day and survive that. And you never know what tomorrow may bring. So, live one day at a time. Because tomorrow is a new day. And for those of you who have the Christian faith, you know that Jesus was crucified on Good Friday. Everybody thought that was it. That was the end of his ministry. But then he resurrected on Sunday, which is one of the reasons that Easter is one of my favorite holidays, even though I wasn't raised in the Christian faith, because the resurrection story of Easter is the story of any of us who have been depressed, suicidal, at our wits' end, because we can and do rise from the ashes. And finally, before I close today, I want to show you this beautiful, beautiful image that was created for me by Julie Hayes, who used to be on this channel quite a bit. From the ashes I rise. Anybody who has been through depression, anybody who has gone to hell and come back, like the phoenix bird, and this phoenix bird is a symbol of Easter Day. Just like Jesus rose from the dead, we who rise from the ashes are going through our own resurrection experience. So remember, you may be burned to a crisp, but you can and will rise from the ashes. And as someone who's been there more times than once, I can tell you, yeah, Mr. Rocket, to say I'm not going to die today. That's exactly it. Any tips about how to stop comparing myself to others, says Barrage V? Yes, you're running your own race. It's unfair to compare yourself to others because they haven't had the same experience or genes or past that you have. Just say, I'm running my own race, and that's what's important. All right. Thank you for that about Easter. I always think that about how the real point of Easter is that you can come back. Absolutely. Resurrect. Garvin Coley, I totally get it. My brother and sister both took their own lives. Whoa, I've had 2 attempts myself. As Douglas Hoffman says, this shall pass. I'm very sorry for your loss, Kelly Burns. You are a survivor of suicide loss. Hey, when you hit rock bottom, you realize that rock bottom has a basement, and then you find out that basement has 12 floors, right? You mean 12 floors on the way up or down? My therapist said you will die then, and you'll take birth again, and you'll have the same problems again. Probably. Tell me instead of running away, face them, embrace them, solve them. All right, it's 1:08. I was 12 minutes late. It's now 12 minutes after the hour of 1. I've stayed longer to compensate for my showing up late. You guys have a fabulous week. I may be out of town next Sunday visiting my godson who's in Seattle. So I might have this live chat on Saturday. So you guys stay tuned. I might do this live chat on Saturday, April 23rd. So stay tuned for that. Margaret Dooley, my God, you showed up at the end. One of my favorite YouTube commenters. Thank you so much for being here. I love the Phoenix symbol. I also love butterflies. They start as yucky caterpillars, turn into goo inside of a pod, emerges as a beautiful creature. I like origami fabric, butterfly Julian hair. Yes, Lazy Eye Ranch, you and I both. All right. Thank you all for being here. I hope you have the rest of the good Easter Sunday, Passover second day, Ramadan festival. Until we meet next week, either on the 23rd of April or the 24th, I wish you the best in your mental health recovery.